Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Vegas film critic here, Jeffrey K. Howard. And I thought, I'm sitting around the house tonight. I'm kind of bored of watching the Republican debate on CNN. Oh, my God. When they start to play nice, it's not fun to watch anymore. So I thought, well, I need to let's maybe do a video. Oh, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. I love Irish film. I love Irish culture. So I thought, I'm going to do my top 5 Irish picks for movies, if you want to watch an Irish film, because there's definitely a theme running through all these Irish films. So here are my top 5 picks of my favorite Irish movies. All right, number 5 is kind of depressing. I hate to start off on a sad note, but it's called Angela's Ashes, and it's based on the best-selling book by Frank McCourt, who grew up, in a really poor household. I wanted to read something to you. This is a great book. I read it years ago, but I want to read you the opening lines of the movie. I have it right here, and you got to hear this. So this is the narrator. This is Frank McCourt, in the film. And he says, "When I look back on my childhood, I wonder how my brothers and I managed to survive it all. It was, of course, a miserable childhood. The happy childhood is hardly worth telling. Worse than the ordinary miserable childhood is the miserable Irish childhood. And worse still is the miserable Irish Catholic childhood." Now, that's the very opening of the film. That's the narration. So you can imagine what you're in store for. Some of the most depressing, some of the most sad, some of the most unforgettable images and story that you've ever seen, all coming from Ireland. The Irish have been through hell and back. They really have. But this John Williams' score is amazing underneath this. And of course, the great Alan Parker is the director. And just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I just love this movie. It's really sad. It's depressing. You have Emily Blount and you have Robert Carlyle. Just really amazing performances. And if you haven't seen Angela's Ashes, it's one of my favorites. And one of my favorite things in my collection is I have director Alan Parker. He signed a lobby card. When I met him years ago. I forget what movie. But he signed that for me. It's somewhere in my collection. My collection's scattered all over my house. It's really funny. One of my best friends, Tom Feeney, who's now back east in a family and everything. But back in my college days, I would always put on, I go, "You want to watch a movie? Let's watch on Angela's Ashes." He goes, he's just like, "Oh my God, why?" And then one day we were, "Hey, you want to watch a movie?" He goes, "Yeah, anything but Angela's Ashes." He's like, "That is so depressing. Why do you keep playing that movie?" And you should see his picture right now. Is that his picture? Yeah. So that's Tom Feeney. Say hi to Tom. So anyway, Angela's Ashes coming in at number 5. Depressing, but you know what? Powerful filmmaking, powerful storytelling. All right, coming in at number 4, we're going to stick with the Irish family. We're going to bring it up to the 20th century, 21st century. In 2003, we have Jim Sheridan directed a great movie he wrote and directed called In America, about an Irish family living in Hell's Kitchen in New York, trying to seek the American dream. You've got the Bolger sisters, Emma Bolger, and you also have Paddy Considine, and who else? Am I forgetting somebody? That's why I have these. Oh man, it's just so good. Living in, Jaman Hansu. I forgot about that. Jaman Hansu, who's just one of the most powerful actors you'll ever meet. I met him a couple times. I did the interviews for that. I did the junket. They're in the garage somewhere. Someday I'll get them on digitize them and put them out. And Jaman Hansu is just like, I remember just like, "You are so intimidating." He goes, "Do I intimidate you?" And he just gives this, but he's got a great sense of humor. Real quick, not only is this just a wonderful film, it was up for a bunch of Oscars that year and it was on a lot of top 10 lists, including mine. I remember being at the Broadcast Critics Awards that year in 2003. And during the commercial breaks, you run to the bathroom and everything. So I ran to the bathroom. There was like nobody else around because nobody was leaving their seats. So I'm at the Beverly Hills Hotel and I walk I'm there and I'm at the urinal. And guess who comes in next to me and, stands, those classic stories, like, "Hey, how you doing?" It was Jim Sheridan. So there's the guy up for all these Academy Awards that directed In America, standing next to me, having a conversation with me. And I'm just like, I'm real shy, especially in that kind of stuff. So that's one of those things I'll never forget. But In America, wonderful film about the American dream. Coming at number 3, one of my all-time favorite movies of all time, just get it up on that top 10 list, is The Quiet Man from John Ford, starring John Wayne and Catherine O'Hara, good God, Jeff, not Catherine O'Hara, Maureen O'Hara, who just died recently. We just lost her. And so this is a great movie that John Ford wanted to make. He made, for RKO Pictures, he did She Wore a Yellow Ribbon and, oh God, what's the other one? Not Fort Apache. Is it Fort Apache? He made these westerns that made all this kind of money for RKO so he could make his pet project, The Quiet Man, about an American who goes home back to his Irish village where he was born to live. And he's a famous boxer, but he has some controversy and some drama in his career. But everyone knows him as a famous boxer. And, okay, I knew I was going to forget his name. He won the Academy Award. What's his name? Oh, you're screaming his name, for God's sake. What is his name? Michelini, you nosy little Irishman. He's coming up in another movie. Oh, my God. Barry Sullivan. So there it is. Barry Sullivan is Ward Bond, and Victor McLaughlin, and this has one of the greatest fights ever on film. The fight lasts like 15 or 20 minutes. This brawl between Victor McLaughlin and John Wayne going all over the Irish countryside. And not only that, this is one of the big films of that Steven Spielberg was one of his favorites. I'm sorry, I get excited, especially when I'm just in a good mood. Steven Spielberg counts The Quiet Man as one of his all-time favorite films. And if you remember E.T., when E.T. is getting drunk and he's, him and Elliot have that connection, he's in school and he's getting all that, he's watching The Quiet Man. And that one scene where he frees all the frogs and, where John Wayne grabs her and kisses Maureen O'Hara, and he copies the same thing, And I've never understood for years, I'm a big soundtrack fanatic, and I listened to the E.T. score, and that music that rose up when Elliot kissed her wasn't on the score. And I thought, why is that included? It wasn't until years later that was from The Quiet Man. So John Williams actually took some of that soundtrack and used it in E.T. So what a really great moment. Now, as a footnote here, I went to Ireland about 3 or 4 years ago with my sister and her family, and we went on this 2-week vacation over to Ireland, which if you haven't been to Ireland, it's one of those beautiful countries. It's affordable. It's gorgeous. Just don't go in July like we did, because they don't have air conditioning over there. And it was the hottest summer on record. I kissed the Blarney Stone. I went to the Jameson tour. I went to the Guinness tour. I mean, just Ireland is the greatest country ever. I can't wait to go back. But the one thing I wanted to do, the one thing that my sister promised me, is I could go to the actual town where they shot The Quiet Man. And it's in the county of Cork, so it's not near Dublin. It's up, higher. And it's a good day or two to get there, if you're in that part of the country. But if you go to Dublin, then you're nowhere near the county of Cork, So she promised me, because they have tours, you can see where they shot all the movie, and some of the actors, the families are still there. I wanted to go where they shot The Quiet Man, and it didn't happen. Tammy, you owe me. The final thing I want to talk about The Quiet Man is, it's over there. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Now you saw my secret, my chair, huh? Now, you should see the picture next to me right now. That is a 6-sheet. This is a 6-sheet of The Quiet Man. I got this in 2007. And if you don't know what a 6-sheet is, a movie poster is a 1-sheet. And they have 3 sheets, and they have 6 sheets, and they keep getting bigger and bigger. They don't make the big ones anymore like this. But this is the picture you're seeing right now next to me, that's what's in here. It's a 6 movie poster, 6 sheet, so 6 individual movie posters making up one big poster of The Quiet Man. And it's original. It's from 1952. I never took it out of the packaging. I just have, what the hell? How am I going to frame this, or how am I going to display it? But it's in here. I love it. Anyway, see The Quiet Man. It's one of the greatest films of all time. Also, one of my favorite John Wayne films, one of my favorite John Ford films, The Quiet Man. If you haven't seen it, just do it and come back and comment. I'd love to hear from you. And coming at number 2 is one of my all-time favorites. It's not so much an Irish film, but it's got Irish actors in it. It's got an Irish theme to it. It's Going My Way with Bing Crosby. He's Father O'Malley who comes to a parish in New York. Barry Sullivan again. Oh my God, it's not Barry Sullivan. It's Barry Fitzgerald. Oh my Lord. Man, you people are probably screaming at me. You think I have no credentials, no credibility in all of this. I'm sorry. I just said I'm getting older. I don't know why I keep forgetting all these things. I used to be so good at this. Barry Fitzgerald, not Barry Sullivan. That was a boxer, I think. Anyway, or a Civil War guy. I can't remember. Anyway, Going My Way, Bing Crosby shows up at this parish. He's taking over because, the church, the parish is in a bad way. He's trying to turn things around. He brings this energy. He brings music. He brings humor. He brings love. Also, Alfalfa, he's also has a cameo in the movie, but not as Alfalfa, but it's Switzer. What's his name? What's his first name? Oh my God, I'm so stupid. Switzer. Al Switzer. I can't remember his first name. Anyway, he has a part in it. But of course, there's the famous songs, To Raoul Arula, that won the Academy Award. That's an Irish lullaby. That's in there. And also Going My Way. Next 15 is rolling and going my way. I'm the worst singer. I'm sorry. Go shoot my teacher. I know. But I have also the original sheet music from Going My Way and To Raoul Arula. God, I can't even say that. And it's amazing. If you want to collect, original sheet music from famous movies and stuff like that from the 40s, it's super affordable. I was finding all the sheet music. They printed a lot of them, trust me. I got it for like $3 or $4 in mint condition. Beautiful. So probably seeing it flashing by here. So that's just another fun collectible. And of course, another famous song from Going My Way, If You Like to Swing on a Star, Carry moonbeams home in a jar. Have you turned off the video yet? Please don't. Going My Way, wonderful Irish films, got a lot of Irish people, and Bing Crosby, one of the greatest singers of the 20th century, and also they did a sequel to it, The Bells of St. Mary. So if you want to have a double feature, that's not on my list, but Going My Way definitely is, so check it out, will you, Junior? And finally, my number one Irish movie pick. I love this film to death, guys. I've seen this so many times. It's one of the best. Again, from Alan Parker, who brought us Angela's Ashes. And you gotta remember, he's just not only a great director, but a great Irish director. It's The Commitments. And this is a story about Dublin soul, about one man, named Jimmy Rabbit, who wants to put together an Irish band for Irish soul. And we're talking like James Brown, and so people are like, wait a minute, Irish music, Irish soul? So what the filmmakers did is that everyone in the movie actually plays their instruments and sings their own music. They all sing live to film. So as you're listening to all their live performances anywhere in the movie, that's not, dubbed. That's not in a recording studio. That is as it happens. And that gives the movie such credibility. And of course, it's about him putting the band together, the band getting this great success, and then of course, like with most success and most in the music business, watch behind the music, it all goes to hell. It all falls apart. But just all these different characters and all these people are playing themselves. So it's the movie's mirroring is reflecting on real life. They had to put casting together. It was just like in the movie. So The Commitments is just one of the greatest movies of all time, one of the greatest musicals of all time, rock music. And I turned so many people onto this movie. So The Commitments is really good. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. The great Alan Parker. Oh, just the best. All right. Well, those are my top 5 movies. I'd love for you to watch one or all of them and come back and comment. Or I'd love to hear from you and know if I did a good job. I love recommending movies. So anyway, for more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. And if you like what you see, please subscribe, comment below, give me a like, a thumbs up. I'm Jeffrey K. Howard. Let's end this with some nice Irish music. Whiskey in a Jar.
Oh, the daddy-o, oh, the daddy-o, there's whiskey